Recovery is a process of decisions podcast. This podcast is a weekly revealing of the recovery journey of peer support specialist Trent Thomas. Join him on his internal research-driven dive into what to and what not to do in sustaining recovery. His weekly episodes demonstrate that you are not alone, and what we can't do alone, we can do together. This life is hills and valleys, but we were built for struggle. These weekly episodes are a journey into his life lessons as he fulfills his daily mandate to help someone other than himself. Welcome to Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. Welcome to the Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. This is Trent Thomas, your recovery peer support specialist. This week's episode is entitled Recovery is a Destination. Recovery for me is a hope-filled destination. Recovery is a place I want to go to. Recovery is a place I need to be at. Recovery is striving. Recovery is a journey measured with endurance. Recovery is an aspiration of extraordinary purpose. Recovery is not easy, but rather a struggle-filled journey of to-be-completed dreams. Recovery is hope at a purposeful train station on the railway of life. Recovery remains a journey, a everyday striving to just do better. A constant and consistent movement over hills and through valleys. Recovery is a quest that has no ending, but shouts its successes in each new day of sobriety. One day clean and sober propels one onto the next station on this railway of daily accomplishments. Recovery is dependent on making the next right decision. Each level of success provides a plank in the floorboard that supports the house of recovery. Yes, recovery is a building project. Each new day is a brand new day of imagination and wonder. The promises of tomorrow are laid bare to the wisdom and direction of a power greater than us all. This power can and does provide a purposeful life direction for all that ask for his help. Asking for help is totally different than needing help. When one asks for help, that individual must be prepared to follow instructions. These instructions take the form of steps for life that we are all admonished to follow. From steps 1 through 12 in circular repetition over and over for the rest of our existence. Steps that are laid out for every function of our lives. Recovery is so much more than just not drinking and drugging. It involves inspiring to be better, better person, more truthful, more even-tempered, more giving, more caring, more willing to help someone other than oneself, more God conscious. On the contrary, we aspire to be one who is less argumentative, less immoral, less dishonest, less disrespectful. These qualities define us as being better. Perfect? Never. Better? Absolutely. We know there is no cure for the disease of addiction. However, treatment is possible, and a more productive and enriching life can be achieved. Me and every person in sustained recovery are living proof that recovery is possible. Recovery makes life available, a life of enjoyment, a life of enrichment, a life of accomplishment, a life of fulfillment. a life whose destiny is one of dreams, a life where you love and are loved, a life where you respect others and are respected by others. For those in recovery, understand that treatment of any disease begins with recognition that you suffer from a disease. Once we admit that we are powerless over drugs and alcohol, we can then begin the process of treating the disease we suffer from. For me, my submission for help to the God of my understanding spurred my ascent to life, a new life, a rewarding life, a complete God inspired life, a second chance at life. I was born again, freeing myself from the horrible symptoms of the disease of addiction means that I place the treatment of the disease first, before jobs, money, even family. I know that if I don't treat this disease first, then nothing else will matter. In active addiction, I would readily trade everything away: the job, the money, even the family. None of those things would matter. That is why I must put the treatment before all those things. It is my love for God, for myself, for the world I have now built that equips me to sustain my life of recovery. I've learned to take my medicine, my daily prayers, my endless gratitude for being given another chance to do better. I schedule every day to give of my time and service to someone other than myself. Each week, I make it a mission to attend at least one AA meeting. That is where I go to get the treatment I require for the disease I suffer from. There is no other place I can go and get this abundance of truth, a place where a person will share their most embarrassing moments of bad past decisions and the resulting horror of consequences, just to demonstrate what to and what not to do. These lessons of life are only available at meetings like these, free of charge. For me, it has the influence of possible change, change for the better. I've come to understand that addiction is a disease of self deception, a disease where you lie to yourself first and then propagate this lie to everyone else you come in contact with. A disease where the lies are so pervasive that they can trick one into believing that housing, food, and water become second to drugs and alcohol. A disease where you will chase and consume the very substances that hasten your premature death. This disease wants you dead, but it will settle for you being miserable as a full card carrying member of the Walking Dead. Recovery is my decision to live and not die. Recovery is emotional. It will touch you in places you did not even know existed. You will feel again. Truth has a feeling. You can feel when truth is spoken. In the presence of truth, you can't help but nod your head and stomp your feet. Truth is repetitive. The truth is the truth, and that is all it is and all it will ever be. The truth stands alone. The truth stands like a tall oak in a forest of short bushes. Truth cannot be ignored or hidden. What's in the dark will come to light. God is truth. Everything God does is truthful. God cannot lie. Every utterance that is issued forth from God is true. To depart from the words of God is to follow a untruth or a lie. Recovery demands truth. The truth about ourselves, the truth we speak, the truth we live. Truth is the treatment for the disease of self-deception. Recovery is a personal journey, a journey for truth seekers. There is no recovery without God. There is no recovery without truth that comes from God. Recovery is a destination. Recovery is my destination. For me, recovery is a place I strive each and every day to be. This is Trent Thomas, and I would like to thank you for listening to another episode of Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. You can now subscribe to this podcast and receive special in-depth episode for subscribers only, as well as a private personal email account to communicate directly with me for comments and show suggestions. I also would like to invite everyone to check out my new ebook entitled Recovery, the 7 Steps to Sustained Recovery, available at Amazon.com. As always, your inspiring comments can be left at transnetrecover.com/podcast. Please feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you and have a blessed day.